Hello students, this is Dr. Ranjini from Department of Biotechnology. Welcome to third semester biotechnology classes. In this semester, you will be learning about cell biology and genetics. In cell biology, in unit 1, in this semester I will be explaining you about the structure and functions of cell organelles. Today, let's learn about structure and functions of cell wall. Cell walls are found in prokaryotic cells and in eukaryotes. In eukaryotes, cell wall it is present in algae, fungi and plants. The cell wall is a structure of great tensile strength. This will give the mechanical support to the cell, and this cell wall is formed from the fibrils of cellulose molecules, and it is embedded in a water saturated matrix of polysaccharides and glycoproteins. Cell wall it is present around the cell and it gives the mechanical support, and this is formed of fibrils of cellulose molecules. The cell wall composition will be varying from one species to another. The composition of the cell wall is not uniform for all type of the cells. It varies between the species, and also it depends on the cell type and the developmental stage of the cell. So the composition of the cell wall varies between the species and may depend on the cell type and the developmental stage. In plants, the cell wall is composed of polysaccharides like cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin. In addition to that, other polymers such as lignin and suberin or cutin are present, and these may be embedded within the cell wall or anchored to the surface of the plant cell wall. Plant cell wall is composed of polysaccharides, cellulose and hemicellulose along with the pectin. Apart from that, it is also in the plant cell wall we'll find the polymers like lignin, suberin and cutin. This lignin or these polymers play an important role in giving protection against the diseases. In case of algae, the cell wall is composed of glycoproteins and polysaccharides like agar. So, algae, in algae, cell wall is made up of glycoproteins and polysaccharide like agar. In bacteria, cell wall is composed of peptidoglycan. It is made up of peptidoglycan. This peptidoglycan thickness or the bacteria, depending on the composition of the cell wall, will be classified into gram positive and gram negative. So that you will be learning it in the next slide. In case of archaea, the cell wall is composed of the glycoproteins, pseudopeptidoglycan or polysaccharides. In case of the fungi, the cell wall is made up of chitin. The cell wall it is made up of the N-acetyl glucosamine polymer, that is chitin, will be present in the fungi. In case of diatoms, the cell wall is made up of biogel, that is silica. So here we are learning the composition of the cell wall in the plant and in the algae and in bacteria, archaea, fungi and diatoms. In all these organisms, the composition is not uniform. This cell wall is made up of cellulose. Apart from that, we also find other polysaccharides and the important polymers like lignin, suberin or the cutin. So this composition and also the composition of the cell wall depends on the cell type and the developmental stage. Next is bacterial cell wall. As I told earlier, the bacterial cell wall is composed of peptidoglycan. And in few bacteria, peptidoglycan layer is very thick, and such type of bacteria are called as gram positive. And in another group of bacteria, you will find very thin layer of the peptidoglycan layer, and externally it will be having the lipopolysaccharide and the protein. Lipopolysaccharide and the protein. Gram positive bacteria, it is having very thick peptidoglycan layer, and when you treat that with the differential staining, that is the primary stain, crystal violet, this will take up the primary stain, and further it will not take up the secondary stain, that is the safranin, and it will retain the purple or the blue color. Whereas in case of the gram negative bacteria, peptidoglycan layer is very thin, and when you add the primary stain, initially it will take up the crystal violet and it will be blue in color, but later when you give the alcohol treatment, the peptidoglycan layer will be dissolved and there will be formation of the small pores, due to which what will happen, when you wash it, all the crystal violet will be removed and the secondary stain will go and sit in that place and it will look pink in color. So gram positive is having very thick peptidoglycan layer. Alcohol will not dissolve the peptidoglycan layer, and hence it will take up more, or it will retain the primary stain. Whereas gram negative bacteria, which is having very thin peptidoglycan layer and is covered by the lipopolysaccharide and protein, will be dissolved by the alcohol treatment or the acetone treatment, and small pores will be formed in the peptidoglycan layer. And small pores means the whole lipopolysaccharide will be completely dissolved, depending on the time to which you expose the microorganism for the alcohol treatment, and hence it will remove, or all the primary stain will be washed in the washing steps, and when you add the secondary stain, that is the safranin, that will be absorbed, and hence the gram negative bacteria will look pink in color. Apart from this, gram positive bacteria, along with the peptidoglycan layer, it is also having the teichoic acid polymers, but such teichoic acid polymers are absent in case of the gram negative bacteria. So this is another difference between gram positive and gram negative. Basically these bacteria will be classified gram positive or gram negative depending on their interaction or depending on their behavior with the differential staining. Apart from that, this teichoic acid present in the gram positive bacteria and it is absent in the gram negative bacteria. And in gram positive bacteria, the teichoic acid polymers play important role in antigenicity of the cell. So depending on the polymer, the teichoic acid polymer, it will give the specific antigenicity to the gram positive bacteria. Different gram positive bacteria, they show the different antigenicity, whereas such teichoic acid polymer is absent in case of the gram negative bacteria. So this is regarding the bacterial cell wall composition, gram positive and gram negative. Gram positive is having thick peptidoglycan layer, gram negative is having very thin peptidoglycan layer. Next, coming to the plant cell wall, the plant cell wall is having the middle lamella, and following which you have the primary cell wall, then you have the secondary cell wall. In the primary cell wall, you will find the cellulose. Along with that, you have hemicellulose, pectin and lignin. So primary cell wall, along with the cellulose, it is having pectin, lignin and hemicellulose. Then secondary cell wall, predominantly it is composed of cellulose molecule. So cellulose is present in case of the secondary cell wall. So in the plant cell wall, you have the middle lamella, following which you have the primary cell wall. Along with the cellulose, you have hemicellulose and the pectins. And in case of the secondary cell wall, predominantly it is made of only cellulose molecules. Due to the presence of this very thick cell wall in the plants, the substances from outside cannot get into this cell through the cell wall. Thus, the plant has its own modification. It has special openings called plasmodesmata, and these are used to communicate and transport the materials between the plant cells. Between plant cells. So these plasmodesmatal connection play an important role in the transportation of the essential molecules inside and out of the cell. At the same time, it is also involved in it also play an important role in communicating the signal between the adjacent cells. So we saw the cell wall in the plant cell, we saw in fungi, archaea, diatoms, algae. But this cell wall is absent in case of the animal cell. So this is one difference between the plant cell and the animal cell. Due to the absence of the cell wall in case of the animal cell, during the cell division, when the cell has to divide into two daughter cell, the depression takes place in the plasma membrane exactly at the center of the parental cell, and this depression or the invagination deepens, and finally these two the membrane joins, they coalesce and results in the formation of the two daughter cells in case of the animal cell. But in case of the plant cell, in plant cell there is no invagination. Cell membrane invagination will not take place because of the very thick cell wall. Instead, there is formation of the cell plate exactly at the center of the parental cell, and these cell plates extends and finally join, and they divide the parental cell into two daughter cells. So here there is no invagination of the plasma membrane takes place in case of the plant cell. But here in the animal cell, only the invagination takes place. There is no formation of the cell plate. So that is another difference between the plant cell and the animal cell. That's mainly because of the presence of the cell wall. So till now we learned the structure of the cell wall in different cells. Now we'll see the cell wall function. The cell wall performs number of important functions. They provide the protection, support, shape and rigidity to the cell. So it will give the mechanical support to the cell or the cell structure. They also provide a porous medium for the circulation and distribution of water, minerals and other small nutrient molecules. They also provides the porous medium or the space for the circulation and distribution of water, minerals and other small nutrient molecules. In addition, the cell wall, they contain specialized molecules that regulate the growth and protect the plant from disease. For example, lignin. So the lignification will give the protection to the cell against the infection, like that. So specialized molecules which are there in the cell wall, they provide the protection against the disease causing organism. So till now you learned the structure and function of the cell wall. Hope you will understand this topic. Thank you. Stay safe.